But I had a mini epiphany this weekend. I went to the University of Pittsburgh to watch my son TJ dive, and this is him right here diving at Pittsburgh. Now, here's the deal. I was a diver at University of Maryland, and I was at this pool the last time in 1978, and I had something happened to me that happens to everybody listening to my voice. In fact, happens to most people on this planet, and I want to share it with you. So I was in a big competition, the biggest of my life, in 1978, and you have a 1 meter competition and a 3 meter competition. They're up on the 3 meter right now. I had won the 1 meter competition, and I was in first place going to my final 3 dives, my best dives, on the 3 meter competition. So it was mine. And I was really more of a 3 meter diver, not a 1 meter diver, but I lucked out. I won the 1 meter. And so they announced my name, and I'm standing at the bottom of this ladder, and I'm about to go up. And my college roommate, who was a swimmer on the team, comes up to me, pats me on the back, and goes, "Steve, you're about to become the diver of the meet." Now, when you're anything of the meet, that means you're the best son of a bitch in the whole building, okay? Now, I was pretty damn good, but I didn't really believe that I was the best son of a bitch in the whole building, okay? So from the bottom of the ladder, when he patted me on the back and said, "You're about to become the top diver, the diver of the meet," by the time I got up this ladder, this very ladder in 1978, I had talked myself down, and I had told myself and convinced myself that I was not the diver of the meet. So I stood up on that platform right there in 1978 and proceeded to do 3 very mediocre dives and managed to take myself from first place, which I would have won on any other freaking day, and I got a 3rd place. So the kid who got 2nd on 1 meter and 1st on 3 meter, he got diver of the meet. I controlled my own destiny. I reverse shin-fu'd my own self. I had no idea what the hell life was bringing me, but by time I went from the bottom of this ladder, and it's exactly like 8 steps all the way up here, I had told myself, I am not good enough. I don't deserve that price. I can't charge this amount. This person will never buy this thing from me. David Misserly's, I can't double all my price on my landscape lighting because that guy's going to know the difference. You know what your own problems are. You know what your own ladders are in life. I screwed myself. And we've all done this before. We have all convinced ourselves that we're not good enough. And you know what? You are not good enough if you believe that. And that's exactly what I did. I stood right up there on that diving board, and I proved to myself that I was going to be right. I was not going to be good enough. And I saw that ladder, and I had a girl diver grab my phone, go down there and say, "You take a picture of that ladder, because I got something I want to tell 58 people on Tuesday afternoon, that this is bullshit. This is all psychological. This is all between your ears." My kid, listen to me right now, Logan, he knew he was the baddest ass in the pool. He owned every pool he practically ever walked into, and he did it, okay? I got to be, 50 years old before I believe I was king shit. So I'm just telling you, what is your ladder? We all have ladders. We all have things we don't believe in ourselves in, okay? And it takes practice, it takes this group, and it takes you knowing and quit talking yourself down to get what you want in life, okay? This is a revelation for me. I saw it. It all came to fruition this past weekend at the University of Pittsburgh, and now I get to teach my own sons. I pulled them up. I said, that's the ladder. They know my ladder story, that I just really jinxed myself. I said, TJ, that's the ladder, the very ladder. So there it is, people. How many of you out there have your own ladder and have just sabotaged your own self before? We got 58 people. How many of us have sabotaged our own self because of us, because of the crap that rolls around between our ears, period? If you believe you're the baddest mofo in the forest, you are. This is not crapola, people. Everything we teach in CSA, when I spoke my first words up on the stage at Pandemonium over 3 years ago, one of the first guys I ever met was Tom Reber. He said, Steve, all that stuff you said up there is great, but the one single thing that's the hardest thing to teach anybody is how to change their attitude. That, ladies and gentlemen, was my attitude changer right then and there. But it took me many years later to figure out I'm the one who screwed myself. And you know what? I ain't doing it no more. End of rant.